girl, Leanne here from Healthful Pursuit, and you're watching Healthful Hints, a show about all things nutrition. Today we're going to be talking about transitioning to a winter diet, something I probably should have talked about a month ago, but I've been having major issues with my camera. Healthful Hints has been gone for a little bit since before Christmas, but we're back and the weather is just starting to get cold now, at least where we are, so it's, I guess, perfect timing in a way. It's actually quite hard to believe that we're 1 month into winter, and I'm looking outside right now and it's a nice balmy -5 degrees Celsius, which in Alberta should be close to -40. Definitely not missing the -40 weather, but my body is craving foods like green smoothies and juices and really detoxing foods when I should be craving stuff like squashes, meat, fatty foods, roasted vegetables. So I'm having a little bit of a weather identity crisis. I don't know if any of you guys are experiencing the same where you live, but here it's way too warm for its own good. But winter will roll around, so it's good that we're having this conversation now, so that we're prepared when the cold weather hits us really hard when we least expect it. In winter, our bodies crave warming foods. In fact, winter is the richest, warmest, and heaviest of all the seasonal diets. This is because our body is relying on our diet for protection from the environment. And of course, with this more calming and heavier diet, we'll find that we have more time to dream, relax, and nap, and that's totally acceptable. In fact, winter is a time when we really want to hibernate, go within ourselves, really relax, and heal so that we're ready for the new year in the spring. Foods that are going to support our winter diet include things like squash. This is a spaghetti squash, and to prepare it I usually cut it lengthwise, place it face down on a baking tray, and cook it at 400 degrees for about 40 minutes, and flip it back over, scrape it out, and pair it with some pasta sauce or some bison and some coconut oil, or you can fry it up with coconut oil, parsley, and garlic. Really, really good. Another ingredient that I love in the winter are yams. These are single serving little yams, and they're great for people that could eat an entire yam in one sitting, like myself. I usually put these little guys in the oven at around 375 for about 25 minutes, and then eat them like that in a stir fry over top of a salad. Sometimes I'll put it in my smoothie in the morning, or you can microwave them on a potato setting if you're a microwave kind of person. Some other foods that are really great in the winter include things like oils, coconut oil, extra virgin olive oil, grapeseed oil, and your fats like your nuts and seeds, like sunflower seeds, and more of the fattier nuts like cashews, almonds, pecans, and walnuts. Fruits are really important in the winter as well. You have your navel oranges, apples, and cranberries. For cranberries, not a lot of people like eating them just plain. For myself, I'll throw in a handful in my smoothies in the morning or mix it into my pancake batter on the weekend. You can also place it in your water during the weekday to flavor your water a bit and then chew on them after your water's done. Oh, my mouth is salivating just thinking about it. Or you can do dried fruits, which are also really great in the winter as well. Some really great ones are raisins, pears, apricots, dates, and prunes. Some great winter vegetables include broccoli, spinach, cabbage, and carrots. I've included a link below to one of my favorite cabbage recipes. It's a lazy woman's cabbage casserole, which is the cabbage rolls, but you just throw all the ingredients in a casserole and forget about it for about an hour, and it comes out tasting exactly like cabbage rolls, but you don't have to go through all the rolling and preparing and all the nightmare that comes with cabbage rolls. Some other great foods that you want to incorporate in the winter are sprouts. Now you can sprout grains, seeds, nuts, you can go crazy. And the great thing about sprouts is that they have a high enzyme content. So in the winter when we're having a lot of cooked foods and warm foods, it's really great to incorporate sprouts, which give you an increase of enzymes and help you digest your food a lot better. Some of my favorite meals in the winter include roasted vegetables, which I plan on eating right after this video is done. In this batch, I included a little bit of cooked rice at the bottom, and I put in there's squash, rutabaga, parsnips, zucchini, onions, yellow pepper, and maybe some garlic that's hiding in there. I usually roast them at 400 degrees for 40 minutes with some parsley, salt, turmeric, and minced onion, because that stuff makes roasted vegetables amazing. Really, you can't go wrong with roasted vegetables. Just throw in whatever you have on hand and it'll always turn out great, as long as you don't go crazy with the spices. I always add in coconut oil or grapeseed oil when I'm cooking it as well, so it adds a little bit of flavor. Other meals that you can go for, baked apples or pears. I usually just cut them up, mix it in with some maple syrup, some palm sugar, put it in a ramekin at 350 for about 20 minutes, and it makes a great dessert. If you have any leftovers, you can put them in your porridge in the morning. I love to make porridge in the winter. I usually double the amount of water that calls for when you're making grains. So in the case of millet, where you do 1 part grain to 2 part water, I do 1 part grain to 3 or 4 part water, and really get it soft and mushy. Maybe put some coconut milk in there, almond milk, and with your baked apples, nut butters, oils, awesome breakfast. The baked apples are so good, and the pears too, and in the porridge, it's awesome. I think out of all the seasons, winter is my favorite for all of the fatty, delicious foods we get to enjoy. So now that my roasted vegetables are taunting me and I really want a baked apple, that does it for today's Healthful Hints, and we'll see you next time. Take care.